Dan, how are you settling in here at the Kia Oval?
Yeah, I'm actually only on my third day at the moment. But yeah, it's been a great start. All the lads and all the coaches and all the staff have been very welcoming. And yeah, just really excited for what's lying ahead.
And then what is that for you for next season? What are your aims for the coming year?
Obviously, this winter and whatever I'm going to get up to and pre-season, just trying to sort of get used to the environment of this place and sort of work out my exact roles in each team that I'm going to play in. And then whatever cricket I'm playing, I'm not sure yet, but whatever I'm doing, I'll work out when it comes. And then when I get here, it's just to try and help Surrey win as many games of cricket as possible. I think that's why I've been signed. And on a personal point of view, I just want to score as many runs as possible and contribute to Surrey winning games.
And it must have been a really big decision to leave your boyhood club. What was it about Surrey that persuaded you to make that move?
Yeah, it was a very tough decision. Obviously, a lot of the memories that I would have held at Essex, I'm always going to be so fond of. Had a great time. We won a lot of titles. Got some of my great mates there. But just on a personal level, I felt like for me to develop as the cricketer that I want to be, it would have been silly for me not to explore coming to, well, in my opinion, the biggest club in the country, with the best ground, all the facilities, all the best coaches. Yeah, I feel like this will be a great stepping stone in my career.
And when you get that call from Alex Stewart to say that he's keen to bring you to the club, what's that 24, 48 hours like when you've got to think about making that decision? Yeah,
there's obviously a lot of mixed emotions. Obviously very excited that you're thought of as potentially being a Surrey player. I think a lot of county cricketers on the circuit would do a lot to play for a club like this. And then obviously some sad emotions as well, because you're trying to weigh up, do I want to leave a club that I've been at all my life, and do I want to start a new challenge? And very tough to leave the club that I played for all my life, but on a cricket and professional level, it was a fairly easy decision for me.
And what do you think will be the biggest difference, the biggest change of being here at Surrey?
I think all of the surfaces and obviously the size of the ground is very different. It's a very different style of cricket. And you get bigger crowds. So yeah, it's just everything that comes with Surrey. It's obviously great fun.
You must have some fond memories of playing here at the Oval, whether that was your debut knock, your debut ton here, or even that knock in the blast here, that epic encounter where we're pipped at the post. But what would you say were your favourite memories of playing at this ground?
Yeah, obviously the one that sticks out to me is when I was really young, when I was 17, and I played here and got my first 100. Obviously, I'd never played at a ground like this before at that age, and to get 100 here was amazing. And it's funny, nearly 10 years down the line that I've actually ended up playing here. And then yeah, I've had some really good T20 nights here. Obviously, the atmosphere is incredible, and yeah, it's always great fun, especially on a Thursday or Friday night. Everyone comes in from work and supports Surrey, so it's going to be awesome.
Just taking you back a little bit, what would you say were your earliest memories of playing the game, of being around the game?
So I was fortunate enough that my dad is the groundsman at my local cricket club, so I've lived there all my life. I lived there until I was 12. So I was always around cricket. So from whenever I was old enough and whatever my first memories are, it's always been cricket. So it's me rather throwing the balls in the indoor school or watching the boys on a Saturday afternoon. And that goes as early as sort of being 4 or 5 years old. So I've always been around cricket, so it was kind of meant to be.
Who would you say has been the biggest influence on your career?
I've played with some very good characters at Essex, actually. There's a couple of obvious ones, like sort of Alistair Cook and stuff like that. Obviously, watching him, the way that he's played the game for years, I think everyone's got great respect for his professionalism and his quality. And then a couple of my old captains, so Ryan Tenderscarter was a massive part of my career. Helped me a lot through just sort of getting through the younger and earlier parts of your career. I'd say those two have been massive influences. And then just sort of learning from all the other players and all the senior players around me, taking little bits from each of them. Yeah, that'd be it.
You've played under some great captains who are looking to change the way that cricket is played. You know, you've been in and around that England team in in the Ashes summer and the Bazball approach. What do you take from that?
It's always been a style that I would look to play my cricket in anyway, so I don't feel like I need to change an awful lot. Yeah, I've obviously been lucky enough to be involved in a lot of those squads. I haven't actually played a lot lately, but I've been involved a lot, and the way that they're playing red ball cricket is brilliant because it's entertaining and people are actually wanting to watch the longer format of the game again. So it's been awesome to be involved in that, and then watching the way all of them go about it, whether it's Stokes or Baz's messaging and all the other boys who are thriving from it, you learn a lot.
You know what it's like to win county championship titles, having done that a few times with Essex. How do you feel about trying to secure a third in a row for your new club?
It's obviously really exciting to even have the chance to win, for the club to win 3 in a row. Be an incredible achievement because it takes a lot to win a championship. You have to be so good throughout the whole season and not just for blocks of the summer. Yeah, I mean, the chances are obviously going to be pretty good because we've got a very strong squad. Surrey are full of... There's probably 15 or 16 players that could play in that starting 11 and still do a pretty good job. So, yeah, like it's obviously going to be tough, and there's some very good teams. But yeah, really excited to get cracking, and I'm sure if everyone stays fit and healthy, I'm sure we'll be all right.
What can Surrey fans expect to see from you this season?
They can expect to see a style of cricket that's going to be quite aggressive and on the front foot. Always trying to move the game forward and I know it sounds a bit cliche, but always try and take the positive option whenever I can. Yeah, not a massive lover of stats and things like that. It's more about how much I can impact on a game and see if I can do that a number of times throughout the season. And then potentially you might see a little bit of off spin throughout the summer as well.